Yes, blessed love to each and everyone. What a joy once again to come together. We glorify Haile Selassie the First, Honorable Priest Isaac, here with you, welcoming you into the Tiger's Nest. Now, family, we're going to have a very special program today. Today, we are launching officially the African History Month essay competition going into 2025. This is the 12th year that we will be performing this project. I'm talking about the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge African History Month essay competition. Now, for those who do not know about it, all you got to do is stay tuned and you'll be getting some more information as it relates to that. Now, also, what is special about today, we will be watching the documentary A Pedimek together. I know many of you have seen a Pedimek. Many of you have a copy of a Pedimek for yourself. But I don't think we would have ever sat down and watched the Pedimek together. So we're going to do a bit of that. Of course, as I mentioned, the essay competition, we're definitely looking forward for good-hearted individuals, those who have the same mind frame as us, to even contribute to the essay competition this evening. So I will be explaining all of that in a few moments. And keep in mind, those of you who will be contributing from $50 going up, they will be getting number one, a free copy of the Ancient Astronomy course, which I will be giving you some more information as it relates to that. You will also get a free natal chart cosmic reading. I don't mean just the reading, literally documented and sent to you digitally. And also, you'll be getting a free copy of our first, or for your child, first talking book. Tiger's Little Tiger talking book. Okay, obviously there's a lot to be said and a lot that I've said already. And of course, we're going to have a beautiful sit down. This is going to be premiered in the morning, it's going to be premiered in the afternoon, and it's also going to be premiered in the evening. So whichever premiere that you are getting, I'm very happy that you got it, and I want you to stay tuned, get all the snacks together, get your friends together, share the link, let them know, hey, we're watching the Tiger's Nest now, and we're going to be watching the video, A Pedimek with the tiger himself. Is going to be a joyful thing. Plus, we are launching the African History Month essay competition today. And of course, I will have to give you a good idea of why this is something that we do every year. Give thanks, Salamta, life giver, and the keeper of life. Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com for more information. It's the Winter Solstice Extravaganza, a festival unlike any other in the world. Join us for 5 days and 5 nights in the Caribbean island of Antigua. Experience our beaches, our historic island tours, splendid accommodations, and our plant-based meal. And of course, the sunrise and the sunset hike to the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill, Mount Anu, amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. Reserve your spot today and join us from Wednesday the 18th to Sunday the 22nd of December 2024 for the Winter Solstice Extravaganza. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. All right, blessed love, once again, give thanks, royal family. And for those who are coming in again, remember to just like it because you love it for sure. And what's more important really is that you share the link. Share it on your Instagram. Share it on your TikTok. Share it on your Facebook. Let everyone know that you are in tune to the Tiger's Nest with Honorable Priest Isaac. And what are we doing today? We will be watching a documentary today. Yeah, so get all your snacks together, get all your little whatever, the vittles together, get the meditation together, because we are going to be looking at a pedimec in a few moments. I'm talking about the Lion of Judah, the conquering lion hath prevailed. And for those who do not know, a pedimec is a documentary that was produced by myself, of course, right here in the halls of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Now, today is a very special day. We are officially launching to the international community our African History Month, African Heritage Month essay competition. Now, family, I've been doing this now for 12 years, and I want you to comprehend this. This is something that is a labor of love. Now, this began even prior to its beginning, at least 3 to 4 years prior to the essay competition coming on stream. We would be writing letters to the officials here in the Caribbean as it relates to them putting African history and heritage in their schools. I'm talking about even outside of Antigua. But obviously, because this is where I am, more emphasis was given to the Ministry of Education right here in Antigua. I could name several ministers of education and directors of education that I would have already gone through. As I said, writing letters constantly, showing the importance of our African history and heritage, different books that I would have come across. I would have listed the books and, encouraged the ministry to get these books in their curriculum and get the African heritage in their curriculum, understanding of the Ashanti and the Yoruba and the Ifa values in their curriculum. And of course, I've been met with series of stone walls. You see, my understanding really is, and I bring this up from time to time, when you read the book, The Wretched of the Earth by Frantz Fanon, in that book, Brother Frantz Fanon speaks about the voodoo tradition. And he gives this interesting outlook of the voodoo tradition, where he said, in voodoo, what they call voodoo tradition, not no witchcraft magic now, it's a tradition, it's a culture. He said when an individual has a thought, for example, if he was to look at his brother's wife in a way that he should not look at his brother's wife, and this is the example Brother Franz Fanon gave in the book. The individual who had the foul thought, if you want to put it that way, would have gone within the self of self and would have asked forgiveness, obviously, starting with himself, and would have gone to the family that he would have offended in his mind and would have recompensed in one way or the other for his sin. Now, I don't know how he would have done it. I can't give you the details, but I know for a fact that the reality is many people would hear this and be in disbelief that you just thought about something. Eh? You didn't do anyone anything. You just thought about something. You were looking at your brother's wife. Nothing wrong to look. You have eyes, but what were you thinking about when you were looking? And no one was reading your mind. But because of the principles that you have, you made a little slip up and you had to find a way to recompense the wrongdoing. And again, it may sound strange, but even in the Holy Scriptures, the Christ would have showed his disciples this, that once you think about it, remember back in the days when you would have committed adultery, in the days of Moses, we would stone you to death. But verily, verily, I say unto you today, all you got to do is think about it, and we will stone you to death. Well, I don't think he said we will stone you to death, but the point he was making is that the fact that you have already perceived, you have already achieved. That's just the reality of it. So what that showed me in that book, The Wretched of the Earth, and I read that a while ago, and coming into consciousness, I came across that book. And what that showed me is that the African traditions, you understand me, the African culture and philosophy has such a high morale, that just to think of something wrong and nobody even came in your thoughts to hear your thoughts, you still want to check yourself, even to the person you thought wrong against. That's some serious stuff. And this is why we come from a culture that didn't have in our vocab words for prison. In our language, we didn't have any words for homosexuality, words for old people's home and all of that stuff. It was void. And remember, we are the creators of words. How on earth do you expect us to have a word for homosexuality? Come on. That must be the only thing the enemy ever created. So I'm just trying to show you that we have not the word, the action, but we have a specific culture, not just the voodoo, the Obeya, or Ifa, Yoruba. But you see, this has been purposely kept from us. So this is not religion we're here preaching you. Every year we do the African History and Heritage competition. Number one, because they refuse to put African history and heritage in the school. I'm not just knocking on the door begging, family. I would have set up the curriculum. You know that. I would have set up programs. I would have showed them, well, this is how it can be done. Look at the most recent one we just did. Preserve the generations to come. I would have gone in the international media, local media, pardon me, and international too, but local media, national media, I should say, the media that's run by the country, to express, preserve the generations to come. So, I mean, you know me. I mean, I'm not here trying to say this is what I do or this is what I don't do, because if I was to do that, you would really know what I do. But the point is, I'm just trying to encourage you to come on board. Really, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to encourage you to come on board with this initiative that we do every year. I'm going to be very straight. Many people praise us for it. I mean, praise is nice, but I mean, as Brother Vaughn said, action is better, but the speech is fine. You get it? So action is what it takes. So every year, what we do, so I can speed up the process for those who want to get to the movie for sure. What we do every year, we have the African History Month essay competition, and we actually collect prizes. That's basically it. And the prizes usually consist of things like laptops, tablets, bikes. We even have experiences, whether they be weekend at specific getaways for the family. We also have offered scholarships, computer classes, things that definitely would add some value to the person who would have partaken of the essay competition. Now, remember, family, please understand this. We live in a society where Afrocentricity is not the norm. I myself, I love Brother Carter G. Woodson, and I respect the fight that he did, even to bring the African History Month in the United States of America. Now, in all honesty, I was never a big African History Month fan, never ever. I don't have no problem against it, but that's just not one of the main things on my agenda. But after a while, I noticed here in Antigua, in the Caribbean, they started to have Black History Month. That's what they call it. Eh? They don't want to say African. They don't want to say African. They started to have Black History Month programs where they go and have plays and skits and things to remind them of their slavery days. That wasn't good enough. But the fact that they were doing that and dressing the children up in semi-African clothes, I said, okay, well, let me utilize this trend, because when I was a lad going to these same schools, there was no African history anything. Africa, you crazy? Man, you'll be punished for trying to align yourself with Africa. Who you know in Africa? You know anybody in Africa? That's what they would tell you. So now that I have become an adult and I see children going to school dress up like in their, African attire, I mean, it's like, well, I'm thankful at least to see that. So I harp on that. I wonder if you understand me, family. Family, I need people with me, man, that understand the importance of this revolution. I must say, as a Rastafari, when I look at Rastafari as an entity, I mean, trust me, we could be doing a lot more. And I'm saying that as nicely as I can. Remember, I in it, eh? I'm not looking at this from the outside. I can talk locally, regionally, and internationally. We can do better than this. Sometimes I wonder if we really love this Selassie thing that we talk about. We forget that Haile Selassie was the minister of education. Where are our educational programs? And even when a brother like me bring educational programs to the front line, do we stand up and support it as Rastafari? Answer me that. Remember, I'm in the midst of it. Eh? We got to do better than this. We ain't serious at all. We acting as if we want the world to crush on us before we realize the power we have in our hands to free this nation and free the world. So anyway, this is why every year, again, remember the society that I live in don't have nothing to say really about Africa. So 99%, this is not New York, 99% of the nigger people here are Black people. People from Senegal, people from Ghana, people from Nigeria, people from the Ivory Coast and Togo. That's who you have here. And some from the Cameroon. That's who you have in this land. And most of them have no idea about Africa. Christmas coming up, you know who they're going to be talking about. Who? Not Jesus Christ. Santa Claus. Jesus take a back step. He's just ceremonial business. Santa Claus is the dude. You understand? So we who are conscious, we who supposed to know better, We're supposed to be like Menelik II, strategically trying to win the minds of our youth. What do you think I'm doing? That's my life, you know. That's my life. That's why people can't insult me and offend me, you know. Trust me. Because they don't know what they say. I wake up, I go to sleep, I do everything for the liberation of my people. That is my life. You better believe that. You take it. And I'm not running race with anyone. I just doing what I know I can do. I will tell you, I tried to bring ones together to work along, but this is a different time, it appears like. Many people don't understand the seriousness of this war zone that we are in. You understand? So anyway, family, this is planning to be a very joyous day. Remember, this is being premiered now. So we're going to premiere this at least 3 times today. And what we're really looking for, let me just show this to you. Now, we have a budget this year of just $21,000, and that's Eastern Caribbean dollars. I should have had this in the United States currency. So for your understanding, that's just about maybe seven or 8,000 United States dollars in currency as it relates to the budget. Now keep this in mind. For you to pull off an event like this. Now, this is February. Many people, because what I do, I'm trying to bring you into this. And don't worry, we'll be getting to Apedimek soon. Remember, we're watching the documentary Apedimek tonight or today, whenever you see this premiered. So get prepared to watch Apedimek. You know, get your friends and their family and share it. But what I'm telling you now, I'm trying to give you a good understanding so you can feed into why not only the essay competition is important, but why just bringing Afrocentricity to our children in these schools and in the homes is extremely important. This is the point. So don't lose me here at all. Now, first of all, although February is the month of African history, it is during the time of February that we really advocate for the children to bring in their essay. So they have an essay to write. What does African history and heritage mean to me? Now remember, it doesn't mean anything to them. It may mean something to them deep within, but on the surface, they don't even know what you're talking about. You understand? But you can get this laptop, but they could get a brand new bicycle if that's on the agenda. They could get this digital camera. And remember, you know, I would have visited schools where I hold up the prize and they literally try to grab it. I said, hold on. You want the laptop? Yes, teacher, yes. Okay. Write me an essay. Oh, and they're back in their seat. But they still do it. They write the essay. What does African history and heritage mean to me? Give me 150 words. Give me 300 words. Give me 250 words, depending on the stage, because it's from 7 to 17. I wonder if you're following me. And then, of course, you know, sometimes when you get the essay, some of the essays, the same exact word. Why? Because somebody Googled African history and just wrote what came up. Because that's the respect we have for African history. We think it's a simple thing. It's just homework. It's not their fault, you know. That's the first time they're ever in their life looking at African history. And of course, they've been taught that Google is God, so that's the first place they go. Maybe when I was young, Google wasn't around, but it's different now. I'm trying to show you psychologically what's happening to the former enslaved. And why the scripture says, I shall send them saviors, even after the prime savior come. We are here to save our people. Who is with I? No, I'm very serious. This ain't no kiddie time now, you know. I find we as Rastafari and I jump in on Rastafari. We play around too much. If you're not Rastafari, you need not to be offended. But even those of us in the conscious community, stick to the subject, priest. Okay, yeah. So, give thanks for your presence. So the reality is, promotion is very, very important. And promotion comes in the form of obviously ads, that's video commercials, that's radio advertisement, um, billboards, flyers, of course, social media, and the regular media. So marketing and promotion is very important. So this is a project that literally needs a proper budget. So me saying the budget is $9,000 or $8,000, that ain't nothing when you really understand what you like to do. Let me show you something. This is the 12th year. I've had bigger budgets than that, much bigger, because of what I was thinking about. I don't want an essay competition that maybe, 45 to 50 people write, and you have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of children around here. Everyone should be involved. They're all Africans. That's my point. But you got to keep in mind, as Bob Marley said, all that you see are go on is to fight against the Rasta man. And we call him prophet and this and that, but we don't heed to these words. You don't comprehend that. So there's a system already put in place to push back anything that is coming in the name of the real Christ. I'm telling you. So again, promotion and marketing, very important when it comes to the essay competition. Not just getting the prizes, that's just one aspect of it. Now, what we usually do is after the essay competition is completed, we would have a prize giving ceremony with a banquet. Even during the time of COVID, we found a way to get around that. So, and it's always a gala affair. You follow me? Yeah, because you want the young ones to say, hey, man, we really appreciate this, and they get their gift well wrapped and everything. And the parents can come out and see them. Everybody take their pictures, and whether it's a nice conference room or a hotel guest area by the swimming pool, we always have a nice affair. The same ministers of education and the directors of education and the governor generals and a few other ministers, they would come every now and again. You understand? So this is why we continually, strategically, and diplomatically try our best to get this as a part of the educational budget for the nation. In the next few days, they're going to have the budget speech. And education is going to get some big amount of money. But what in the educational budget is required for African history and heritage? So family, let me make it clear here. Every year we come to this medium and we ask for you to contribute to the essay competition. And that is what we are doing today. Now, we can easily send you this information, but you don't need all of this. You already got it from me. All you got to do is just to make a heartfelt contribution. That's all I am asking. Now, listen to me. Anyone who contributes more than $50, that's United States currency now, you will be getting, I want you to understand, because what I'm giving you, right? Listen to me good. What you're getting for contributing is going to be way beyond the contribution. Now, remember, the contribution should not even be a let's make a deal. I want you to understand. You're supposed to just listen to that little speech I gave and say, hey, this is some important stuff. Wow, I wish I was doing that straight up, because this is a part of the liberation. Yeah, because people want, oh, you're still there, you're not going to Africa. People want to run to Africa and leave their children behind. I don't know what madness is this. You need to edify. You need to get these little ones' minds moving in the system that they're captured in. Trust me, and Africa needs this too. Believe me, Africa itself needs some African History Month essay competition. Not no History Month, nothing. African history in general. When you're gonna tell me we don't know about Haile Selassie, something wrong. When you're gonna tell me nobody's telling us about Marcus Garvey, something wrong. Who is the chief African elder statesman of all time, Nelson Mandela. Something wrong. That's why we need true African history and heritage. So we definitely have different levels of sponsorship, from the silver sponsorship to the gold sponsorship to the diamond to the platinum. So you can sponsor $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, or if you want to fully sponsor the whole essay competition, that's not a problem at all. Your name will go up in lights. And of course, that's $21,520. And as I said, your name in lights, I'm glad I said that. When people contribute, people know that they contribute. Your name doesn't go in a bucket and it's quiet. Every presentation we make, because we are very rigorous. We're always on the media. We're always putting out ads. We're always on the television. We have our own media. And I'm not even speaking of my media. I'm talking about other media houses. But of course, even my media house. So we make everyone know, well, these are the contributors this year. So if it's something where you want people to know, well, I contributed to the essay competition, you don't have to worry. Everyone will know. I will make sure everyone knows that you had a hand in the essay competition. So again, Royal Family, you can pick any one of these sponsorship levels, or as I said, I'm making this as simple can be. You contribute $50, 50, or more. You will be getting, again, the full course, the ancient astronomy course. It's African too, but the ancient astronomy course. Now, even before we get to the movie, I don't want nobody to overlook this ancient astronomy course. I want to give you a sample of it so you understand the importance of it. The ancient astronomy course, I tell you this all the time, family. Some of you have children. I know how it is, some of you're big, and maybe me and you are the same age, and he can't teach me nothing. I know him. I rust longer than him. I know all of that kind of foolishness. Put that away. Think of your children. Listen to me good. I have an ancient astronomy course, right? Where other archaeoastronomers have seen and said, well, there's nothing like this. I'm not asking you. There's nothing like it. I'm going to give you a sample of it right now. And family, I'm telling you, this is something that you should give to your children, even if it's as a gift. Hold on, I told you you're going to spend a lot of time with me today, so just be patient. Now, if you're serious about the education of your children, especially when it comes to things like astronomy, I mean, they don't have to become an astronaut, but astronomy is a field that definitely inspires you. If it's one thing about astronomy, it has the ability to inspire you to even think bigger. And I would expect everyone would want that, even of their little child. So if you contribute to the essay competition, the astronomy course is almost $300, and it's worth more than that. I'm telling you straight. It can last a month and a half, or it can last longer, depending on the pace that you or the child has. And the astronomy course was designed for big people, not necessarily children. But once it's a teenager or whatever, remember, it's my little son who did all the graphics for the astronomy course. So he has a great understanding of all that the course has, to offer. So if he can get that at 12, 13, and at the time putting that together, 10 years old, obviously you're 10-year-old, 9-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, and you, the 30 and the 45-year-old, the astronomy course will do you good, and you're getting it today, for $50. If you contribute $50 or more. So if it's $100, you're getting the same thing. If it's $1,000, well, getting the same thing. But the point I'm making is that the astronomy course, I wouldn't overlook it if that is something that you think would add to your family's knowledge, I would take advantage of that today. So basically, you know what you have to do. You email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com. You know the email, and let me know that, hey, I would like to contribute. Remember, we have different means and ways of contributing. You can use the PayPal, you can use the Cash App, you can use the, what else you got there? The Zelle. You can use the online, what these killers name, the people, the Western Union. Oh yeah, you want to know their history. And so we can use all of that. Bank transfer to send the money. And let me be clear here now. You can contribute anytime. Doesn't have to be now. But the offer as it relates to the course, as well as, because you're not just getting the course, you know, you're also getting a natal chart reading. You didn't remember that? You're not just getting the course for your contribution. You're getting the course and you're getting a natal chart reading. So, of course, you have to tell us when you were born, the time you were born, and I'm going to prepare a document. So you're getting the ancient astronomy course, plus you're still getting the natal chart reading, which will take at least 2 weeks to prepare. So that's to show you you're getting a proper document, not a talk. You're going to get it digitally sent to you, like the magazine, and you can share it with a friend. Plus, you're still getting the Little Tiger Talk book, my first, my Little Tigers talking book for the little children. You're getting three of my personal favorite products that we offer and services that we offer. The astronomy course, the natal chart reading, and the Little Tiger Talk book, my first Little Tiger Talking book. Yeah, and you're getting all of that just for contributing. Because it's in the spirit of the Patrons Day, we always give back. No matter what you think you're giving, we're going to make sure we give you back. You understand? So again, it's a very simple thing. All the links are in the description below. And you email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com. Of course, you know you can go straight to the website and you can hit the donate button, or you can even go inside the magazine and hit the donate button, and you can make the donation from there. But the best thing for you to do is email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com. All right. Now, I'm going to come back to that in a moment, but what I want to do, before we watch the documentary Epidemic, I know a lot of you ready for that. I want to share a bit of the ancient astronomy course with you, so you could understand, for those of you who do not know, the depths of the course, the graphics, and the knowledge that it produces. I'm telling you. So for those who are not familiar with the course, I'm going to give you a sample. This is just a sample of the course. And this is the section, because it's in different sections and different chapters. Let me see, which one should I give you? This is the chapter on, I'm going to give you celestial academics. Check this out. A sidereal day is the time taken by the Earth to rotate on its axis relative to the stars. A sidereal day is 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.091 seconds. This means... No, I want to stop there. I don't usually do this, but I have to stop there. I want you to, you see the levels now, Royal Family. So just imagine you're a youngster. And although this has been designed for the adult mind, it's because of the love I have for children. And because I know that young children are really the future. That is the truth. And to be honest, if you want to teach I think children is the children are who you're supposed to try to get the message to, definitely, because they have more time around than the older folks, you see. So what I want you to comprehend is the standard that we are bringing here. This is just one chapter. This is entitled Celestial Academics. As you could see, explaining the difference between the sidereal day, which is the star day, and the solar day. But of course, as you can see, everything is well detailed. So as the child is watching it, or as you're watching it, all the information is still in front of you as you're taking your notes. Trust me, it is definitely something worth getting the ancient astronomy course.
A sidereal day is the time taken by the Earth to rotate on its axis relative to the stars. A sidereal day is 23 hours, 56 minutes, 4.091 seconds. This means that each star will rise 3 minutes, 56 seconds than it did previously. Like the islands, cities, and towns, every object in the sky has two numbers that fix its location called right ascension and declination, more generally referred to as the object's celestial coordinates. Declination is the celestial sphere's equivalent to latitude, and it is expressed in degrees, as is latitude. For declination, positive and negative refers to north and south respectively. The celestial equator is 0 degrees declination, and the poles are 90 degrees, positive 90 degrees and negative 90 degrees, north and south. Right ascension is the celestial equivalent to longitude. Betelgeuse, also referred to as Betelgeuse, is a red supergiant and one of the largest stars visible to the naked eye. It is also referred to as Alpha Orionis, marking the eastern or right shoulder of the constellation of Sahu, also called Orion. The celestial coordinates of Betelgeuse are right ascension, 5 hours, 55 minutes, 10 seconds.
All right, so just giving you a quick example, that's one of the chapters. We just went in like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes into the chapter. That chapter is about 6 minutes long. Each of the chapters about 6-7 minutes long. We have how many chapters? About 14, 15 chapters. Plus we have some additional videos that shows you how to do your own natal chart reading and how to understand the age that we're living in. So I'm telling you, the course is very, very deep. What I'm going to do right now, I want to share with you another chapter. I know you didn't want me to stop, but I want to share with you. I think this is one of my favorite chapters. This basically goes into a bit of history as it relates to ancient astronomy. Check.
It is well accepted that civilization and humanity in general had its origins on the banks of the river Nile. From the Ignish, also referred to as Lucy, which is a combination of the remains found of this Australopithecus, to the Medu Neter, our classical writing and language, also called hieroglyphs. Ancient Africa has proven itself to be the origin of civilization. In Upper Kemet, also called Southern Egypt, At the Dendara temple complex inside the temple of Het Heru, also referred to as Hathor 2250 BCE, there is a bas relief on the ceiling depicting the observable stars, the accepted zodiac symbols, and a planetary alignment that occurs once every 1,000 years. The temple itself depicts well known constellations such as Orion, which the ancient Africans referred to as Sahu, the resurrected Osiris, also Pisces, the two fish, Taurus, the bull, Aries, the ram, and others. Unlike Greek astrology that depicts Gemini, Castor, and Pollux as two little boys, in ancient Africa, this constellation was seen as a man and a woman. Shu and Tefnut, also referred to as Hu and Sa. The Neter Nut can be seen on the walls and the ceilings of many of the Kemetic temples. Nut is represented as a woman who is symbolic of the visible sky.
And of course, this is ancient Kemet, and Nut is also symbolic of the black hole. And I will be explaining all of that in the course. So as you can see, the course is in depth. That's the chapter, the history of ancient astronomy. That's not the full chapter now. That's just like about 2.5 minutes. Again, it's like I stop at the 2.5 minute point. But of course, this chapter is almost 5 minutes long. This is really this is the first chapter, getting the student prepared so the student understand the historical link with ancient astronomy. And as I said, after that, it's just going into some deep mathematics, the planets, going into the different stars, the coordinates, how to find the stars, all of that is in this course. The black hole, all of that is in the course. Nebula, nebulae, all of that is in the course. And as I said, for the launch of our essay competition, for those who are just joining us, remember, like it because you love it. I'm talking about like up the video, the thumbs up stuff, and share it, please. Let everyone know what's going on here. We are officially launching our African history essay competition for 2025. And of course, we officially launch that every year in November. You can't launch it in February now because you have a lot to do getting towards that point, especially marketing and promotion. So we're launching it officially now, especially to the international community. And of course, we're having a special offer for those who will be contributing to it, because that is the theme of the essay competition, for individuals to contribute. It doesn't have to be. I'm not afraid to tell anyone. Every year, the vast majority of the money that goes into this essay competition is from me. I'm telling you. So, I mean, because I have to make sure it's done. I've never done an essay competition, ever, where, I could say, well, I didn't have to put anything into it except my work. So I'm very thankful for those who put in their $50, their $100. Some people contribute $1,000, some too. But remember, I just showed you a budget of $21,000, so it takes a lot just to make sure. I'm not trying to put a smile on children's faces alone. You get 3 or 6 or 9 winners, that's good. But I'm happy for the 90 others that may not have won, but wrote their essay. Because at least you started to spark. And I mean, if you're God and you love God and you believe in Haile Selassie and Christ said the main work he wants you to do is to go and spread the gospel to the 4 winds. That's why what you see I do, I'm very appreciative of the work that the Almighty gave me to do, to go and spread the word. As I think everyone agrees, that's what I do. Literally go and spread the word. So for me alone, I'm doing what God told us to do. He didn't say go and plant marijuana, which there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? We do a bit of that too, straight up. But the point is, the main work is to go and spread the word. Four Winds Universal, especially to little children. The heavens declare the glory. So we find all sort of ingenious ways to get it done. Hence, you have courses like the Ancient Astronomy course. So again, family, for those who are just coming in, we are officially launching the African History Month essay competition. We're looking for those of you who can contribute to contribute. As you know, every year we give out prizes. Every year we definitely have a banquet and a luncheon, prize giving ceremony, pardon me, banquet and prize giving ceremony. As I said earlier, for those who were here, the marketing and the promotion of it is paramount, that's the stage where we are at right now, leading up to the moment. We can't make Black Friday and Christmas meet us. That cramp the style. So that is why we start our promotion early. Now, those who will be contributing today, because you don't have to contribute today. Nobody's twisting your arm. Even if it's next week, I'll be thankful. But when you contribute today, you'll be getting this course. Not this video, this is not a video. This is a series of short videos that make up a course with quiz. You have a quiz and everything. You have to take the quiz. And you'll get your certificate when you're done. And of course, again, for your young minds, your family, this will only add to their intelligence. And that's just for a small contribution of 50. But don't make the contribution. You don't have to stop at 50. You could contribute 100, you could contribute 200, 500, 1,000, whatever the case is. And remember, you will also be getting the natal chart reading. And remember, that's something that's going to take me at least 2 weeks to do for you, your natal chart reading. And also you'll be getting my little tigers first talking book for the little children. All these products you'll be getting and the service just for your contribution towards the essay competition. And the contribution is not even your payment, it's a contribution to something else, the essay competition for the young minds. Sounds like a wonderful deal to me. Holy Emmanuel Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. All right, family, what we're going to do, we might come forward to that, or come back as they say, but we say come forward to that a bit more. What I want to do now, and remember, all you have to do is email me, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. All the links are in the description below the video. priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. You may be watching this on its second premiere, you may be watching this on its third premiere, or you may be watching this early in the morning on its first premiere. Whatever the case is, we're thankful that you are here. Now, we are going to go straight into watching the movie Epidemic. You understand? And yes, I might jump in every now and again to make my own little observation of the movie. I know you don't usually watch a movie, and it's not a movie. It has moving parts, but it's a documentary. And again, the documentary is Epidemic, The Conquering Land Hath Prevailed. Beautiful documentary done by myself and the Honorable Prince Alamasi. We were basically the main individuals that sat down to put that together. So without any further ado, we're going to go straight into the documentary Epidemic. And while we're doing that, we're looking for you to email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, or you could visit the website, priestisaacinstitute.com, and see how you could make the donation there as well. Give thanks.
Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge presents an international homeschool program that offers African heritage, biology, astronomy, language arts, yoga, and much more. Our classes are created with the young ones in mind, and we cater to youths from kindergarten to high school. Children love our colorful and very animated lessons, while parents recommend it to friends and family. Contact us for a free preview and see for yourself why investing in the International Homeschool Program will be of great benefit to you and your young ones. Blessings.
And let me just come in there for a moment. Sorry to disturb even that important ad there.
See for yourself why investing in the International Homeschool Program will be of great benefit to you and your young ones. Listen.
Yes, just reminding the royal family also, you could WhatsApp us. Of course, the area code, you have a 1 and 268 728 8289. You could WhatsApp us and let us know whatever information you want to pass on to us, even as it relates to the contribution. You know, WhatsApp might be something easier for you, or even a phone call. And of course, 1 268 728 8289. And that's another thing. I gotta come in here, royal family. For those of you who are definitely into the healthy eating, man, trust me, I mean, you can definitely get all of the products that you desire. You can get them in bulk too, just as you saw them a moment ago, from your organic honey, your agave, your nuts, your seeds, your grains. Again, in bulk, all you got to do is contact us and it will be shipped to you. Definitely, hey, as you can see, we are not only promoting business and entrepreneurship, but we are promoting Black community business where we buy and we sell to each other. That is how we're going to grow. That's my mantra. That's my philosophy. I try my utmost best to buy from my brothers and sisters, even if I don't want it. But that's personal. I'm not saying you got to buy what you don't want, but it's a good gesture in this time. This is a philosophy, this is revolution. Many of us, we're not even aware of the importance of buying from each other. And I can understand how some of us feel, because even though some of us do it, it's not something that's reciprocal. Others don't, it's not sick, it doesn't go in a cycle then properly. But we're learning and we're getting there. This is just a part of the educational process. But I must say, I'm going to use the term, your enemy has one product and your brother has the same product. Even if your brother has it for a little bit more, you should check your brother. But we are so sick, man. Even if the brother has it for the same price, we still check the enemy. Man, we are so bad, eh? Even if the brother has it for half the price of the enemy, we still check the enemy. In many cases, that's how some of us literally think. So you can see we have a lot to get away from. But hey, man, let's not only buy, Marcus Garvey teach us, buy black, eat black, walk black, talk black. That's the far right. Hey, family, a Petty Mac is up now.
From the makers of the Master of Ceremonies, Seven, and the Night of the Black Tiger. From the heart of the kingdom of Kush, the lion-headed god, a Kidemi. The conquering lion has to prevail. In the Master of Ceremonies, the Institute's first full-length video documentary, the divinity of Emperor Haile Selassie I was presented with clear, prophetic utterances aligned with accepted historical events. The legendary and esoteric Kemetic Neter deity, Asar, also called Osiris, was shown to have strong similarities in his mythological story with the actual lifetime in our presence of Emperor Haile Selassie I. Asar, the man and the concept, was born in ancient Kush, Ethiopia. Haile Selassie I, the man, was born 16 Hamle, Ethiopian calendar, 23rd of July 1892, Western calendar, Hara, Ethiopia, ancient Kush. Like many mythological Messiah-type figures, for example, the Christ of the Scriptures, Asar became a man at the age of 13. Historically, the same can be said of Emperor Haile Selassie I, who was made the Dejemak, the keeper of the gate, and governor at the age of 13 when he was fully 12. At the coronation of Asar, Osiris, 72 individuals came to crown him king of the world. On the 2nd of November 1930, Emperor Haile Selassie I was coronated King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering Lion of Judah. 72 nations were represented at this event. At Osiris's coronation, he was attacked, placed in a coffin, and eventually cut into 16 pieces. It took him exactly 5 years before he was resurrected and became the constellation of Sahu, the Orion constellation. It was exactly 5 years, the 5th of May, 1936, to the 5th of May, 1941, that Haile Selassie I was absent from the throne of Ethiopia officially. This was during the Italian-Ethiopian War, when Ethiopia was unjustly attacked by Benito Mussolini. Article 16 of Collective Security of the League of Nations of that time was abandoned. Article 16. Osiris was cut into 16 pieces by the 72 that came to his coronation, like the 72 that came to the coronation of the emperor. 5 years exactly for Osiris to resurrect, from the 5th of May 1936 to the 5th of May 1941. Exactly 5 years for the emperor, 5th day and the 5th month. The accurate observation is that the esoteric character of the mythos Osiris, Asa, has manifested in the historical emperor Haile Selassie I. As was said, this has been made clear with detail in our full-length documentary, The Master of Ceremonies. In this documentary, we will reveal that the Emperor Haile Selassie I has a specific alignment with a little spoken of Kushite deity, Neter, known as a Kidemi. The conquering line hath prevailed.
Gentlemen, I know I speak in behalf of all of my fellow Americans in welcoming His Imperial Majesty back to the United States. Since His Majesty visited the United States nearly a decade ago, we have seen one of the most extraordinary revolutions in history, and that has been the appearance on the world scene of 29 independent countries in the short space of less than 10 years, including over 150 million people. The conference recently held in His Majesty's capital served, I think, to bring together in a great cooperative movement the people of most of these countries. And the success of that conference was due in no small part to the leadership of our distinguished guest. His efforts to move his country forward and provide a better life for its people, and his efforts throughout the world, which stretch back over 30 or 40 years. For all of this, Your Majesty, we take the greatest pride in welcoming you here. You do us honor, and I can assure you that there is no guest that we will receive in this country that will give a greater sense of livelier pride and satisfaction to the American people than your presence here today. Your Majesty, you're most welcome.
in the case of the Treaty of Ujali, here is a power, a foreign power, at the time a modern foreign power, which had been on extremely friendly terms with Menelik. Menelik throughout thought of himself as a friend of Italy and Italy as an ally of Ethiopia. So he had every reason to enter an agreement with these people in good faith. And of course, the treaty was not undertaken in good faith, and the person who was singularly suspicious of the good faith of the Italians was Empress Taitu from the start. And the disputed article, very roughly, said in Amharic that the Italians would, upon request of the Ethiopian side, represent Ethiopian interests in Europe. On the Italian version, the article roughly had the provision that Italy had exclusive rights to represent Ethiopia in any foreign relations. This was, of course, a major limitation on Ethiopian sovereignty. Taitu saw it immediately. Menelik saw it thereafter. Both were utterly determined that whatever it took, they would not accept this version of the treaty. He prepared the diplomatic ground in a very painstaking way. And in the course of carrying out the diplomatic struggle, Menelik also made careful preparations for the war.
The emancipation of slavery came to the British West Indies in 1834, the 1st of August, while in the United States of America, this process took place in the year 1863. Yet still, in 1884, 1885, the Congo Conference, also known as the Berlin Conference, took place in Germany. This was a gathering of the European colonialists of the day, and it is at this conference that they decided to carve up and divide Africa amongst themselves. This became what is known as the scramble for Africa. In Abyssinia, 17th of August, 1844, born of the kingdom of Shor, was Haile Mariam, aka Abba Dagnio, who became the world-renowned Menelik II, Emperor of Abyssinia, Ethiopia, land of Judah. In 1866, he became the king of the province of Shor after he escaped from Magdala at the fortress of Emperor Tewodros II. He proclaimed himself Emperor of Abyssinia on the 25th day of March, 1889, after the death of his predecessor, Emperor Johannes IV, who was killed on the battlefield. On the 3rd of November 1889, Emperor Menelik II was crowned Negusa Nagas, King of Kings, at the Church of St. Mary on Mount Entoto. Ras Mokenen, father of the young Haile Selassie, was the chief representative of Emperor Menelik II and hero of Adowa. In 1896, the Italian army was utterly defeated at Adowa. All of Africa was colonialized at such time. Even Liberia was a creature of the United States of America. Ethiopia preserved its independence. Emperor Menelik gave the Italians Meneliks, Empress Taitu and Ras Mokenen, plus the Ethiopian warriors, united to destroy Rome. According to the legend, Kedes Girugis, Saint George, joined the battle against the enemy. The Lion of Judah hath prevailed. The title, the Lion of Judah, like the title, the King of Kings, belongs to the Solomonic line of Ethiopian kings. After 1870, the imperial flag with the Lion of Judah was established. After the defeat of the Italians at Adwa, Menelik II hoisted the red, gold, and green red upstand on the 6th of October, 1897. After he passed in 1913, the imperial flag returned with the Lion of Judah. The lion has always been a symbol of strength and power in the ancient African system of monarchy. Heremaket, also referred to as the Sphinx, is seen with the body of a lion and the head of a human monarch. Some say that it is that of an empress. Empress Hatshepsut is seen in the form of a lion, the lioness. King Akhenaten and many others throughout the ancient world portray themselves in the fashion of the king of beasts. In culture and theology, some of the more earlier known deities are seen in the fashion of the lion. Tefnut, wife of Shu, in the ancient Kemetic mythos, is seen as a lion. Sekhmet, the daughter of Ra, and the eyes of the same, is the fierce lioness goddess Neter. Even kingdoms and nations that are not known for having lions have portrayed the beast in flags, coat of arms, etc. In the Bible, the messianic figure is seen as the Lion of Judah.
The 23rd day of July, 1892, as Ra, the sun, begins its journey towards Leo, the constellation of the Lion. At this very moment, Liege Tafari was born. Born the son of the great Ras Mokene and Wazirio Yeshimagat. Born in the city of Harar, considered one of the holiest cities in Islam. The wise mind of the young Tafari earned him the title of the Dejamak at the age of 13, plus governance of several provinces at a very young age, to include Harar, Sidon, and Gori. On the 27th day of September, the feast of Maskal, the commemoration of the finding of the true cross of Christ, 1916, he took the title of Ras and became regent to the throne of Ethiopia, Abyssinia. At that time, Princess Zaditu, the daughter of Menelik II, became Empress Zaditu, Empress of Ethiopia. Rastafari, although regent, was the power behind the government. This was made plain by Empress Zaditu herself. As regent, he toured Europe on diplomatic missions, and because of his shrewd and wise outlook, he managed to place Ethiopia into the League of Nations. Remember that the League of Nations was made up of predominantly European countries. Ethiopia was an independent African country amongst the colonializers of the rest of Africa.
Yes. Could you talk a bit about the day of the coronation?
Yes, my coronation day was very memorable to me. Not only we had Ethiopian participants in the event, but also a lot of foreign emissaries partook in the celebration of the coronation day.
The coronation itself was a Coptic service, Your Imperial Majesty.
They are the Coptic, but also the Ethiopian bishop. They are with the Coptic churchmen.
In 1930 was a memorable day in the history of Ethiopia. Since the early hours of that morning, all in Addis Ababa began to prepare for the impressive event of the morning. The Emperor and Empress Manen had already spent the hours since the night before in prayer and meditation with the priests at the most holy altar within St. George's Cathedral, the largest church in the capital. Through the early morning, the chanting of priests continued. Outside the church, and nearly all over Addis Ababa, devoted subjects were dancing and chanting praise songs for the new emperor in Amharic.
The son of Ras Makonnen, Haile Selassie, will feed us. His justice is like that of an angel. May God give long life to Haile Selassie, the child of our country.
The ritualistic ceremonies of the coronation were performed in a large auditorium adjacent to the west side of the cathedral, which had been especially constructed for the occasion.
Shortly after 7:30 a.m., His Imperial Majesty, attired in white silk communion robes, entered the ceremonial hall from the church with an escort of aides and the clergy, chanting in the old Coptic language a processional hymn. The spiritual vestment is worn by the Archangel Michael. The precious chasuble is worn by Michael.
The emperor took his place on the throne. Thereupon the ceremony began. The Coptic Archbishop of Ethiopia, representing His Holiness the Pope of Alexandria, with his throaty voice, announced,
Ye princes and ministers, ye nobles and chiefs of the army, ye professors and priests, ye people of Ethiopia, look ye upon our Emperor Haile Selassie I, descended from the dynasty of Menelik I, who was born of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, a dynasty perpetuated without interruption from that time to King Haile Selassie and to our times.
The emperor was then vested with the 7 ornaments of the coronation, including his gold sword studded with precious stones, a diamond-encrusted ring, 2 traditional lances, the imperial scepter, and a golden globe of the earth, the imperial vestments, and at last came the magnificent crown. 7 differently scented ointments of ancient prescription were received on the imperial head, brow, and shoulders, one with each of these ornaments. The final ceremony was a grand tour of the cathedral by the emperor and empress, who was also crowned, but with less elaborate rites. They were escorted by the priests and bishops, princes and high dignitaries, Ethiopian bishops and priests from all over Ethiopia, and a large number of Coptic deacons, carrying palm branches and chanting in mighty volume.
Hosanna, blessed be the King of Israel. Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord.
And I think it's important for us to even, take in what was said there when the emperor was crowned, when it referred to the Solomonic dynasty from the time of Menelik I, the son of Queen of Sheba, until Haile Selassie. It has not been interrupted. That's interesting because history itself, even Ethiopian history, might suggest that maybe the dynasty got a little rupture when another dynastic rule came in. In fact, it is actually said that the Solomonic dynasty was restored. I think it's under Yakono Amlak, if I'm not mistaken, restored. So at the coronation, when it was said that this has not been interrupted from such time as the Queen of Sheba till Haile Selassie's time, it's an interesting statement as well, something even to look into more. Definitely, family, for sure, better keep in mind that we will be resuming also the Rasta Roundtable in the near future. You just got to definitely give us a moment with that. And I mean, these are the kind of topical discussions for sure that we definitely keep up on such a beautiful platform as such. Now, for those who are just coming in, I just want to remind everyone what we are doing right here. We are definitely launching officially the brand new, I'm talking about this year's African History Month essay competition. For those who are just stepping in, yes, we are watching the documentary Apedimek. We are watching the documentary Apedimek. Of course, that is The Conquering Lion Hath Prevailed. So we are getting back to that right now. But really, the theme for tonight is officially the launch of the African History Month essay competition. So that is really where we are. So what I want to highlight for you again, once more, for those who do not know exactly what I'm speaking of, every year at this time, we officially launch the African History Month essay competition. Of course, you know, that's for the month of February, but the marketing and the promotion and just the whole planning of it begins in November. So we usually come to the public from this time, literally showing our agenda and of course our goals and the targets that we have. Yes, we definitely intend this time around to give out at least 9 prizes. Remember, we have 3 different groups as such, from the juniors, the intermediates, and the seniors. Remember, it's from 7 to 17 years of age. We're giving out tablets. We're giving out laptops. We're giving out walkie-talkies. Yeah, we're giving out desktops. We definitely intend to give out several computer classes, scholarships. I mean, we definitely do our best to provide prizes for the young ones that will definitely encourage them to continue in the realms of education. As I said earlier, for those who are just coming in, when we visit the schools, when we visit when we send our message out, and we definitely ask the young ones to write an essay on African history and heritage and what it means to them. Many children will clearly look in your face and tell you that African history and heritage doesn't really mean anything to me. You cannot be upset with them. Why? Because African history and heritage has never been a part of their culture. And that's where they're from. 99% of the people here are Black people and have no idea what Africa is all about. So this is why this is the 12th year. Oh yeah, let me repeat it. This is the 12th year that we are literally doing our African History Heritage Essay Competition. I'm very thankful for all of those who have partook of this with us thus far. Those of you who surely, would have showed such interest in the way that I'm very thankful of. In fact, I want to show you something now before we go too far, so you get a good understanding of what the African History Heritage Month essay competition is all about. Now, of course, this is our magazine, Kidemi, and within the pages of Kidemi, you would have seen the African History Heritage Month essay competition highlighted. In fact, this is our previous year. We visited a few schools, that's me there, and some beautiful little children. These are 3 different schools. I think we have the Freeman Village School. We have, if I'm not mistaken, we have Kids Unlimited. We have the Island Academy School. And what you're seeing is myself making a presentation to the children and, doing my best to encourage them to write the essay. As I said earlier, sometimes I carry the prizes. If we have already allocated the prizes, I would carry the laptops or carry the digital cameras or carry the tickets to whatever they may be winning, and I would show it to them. So that will encourage them, like to make them know this ain't no joke. But you got to keep in mind there are hundreds of schools on the island. And even if they're not in school, once they're children, 7 to 17, they can write the essay competition. Now, family, why do I do this? Because, as I said earlier, when I began to study Afrocentricity, I did not understand that morality was so embedded in our culture. Now, we are saying today that the children are going astray. We are saying today that the youths are very, delinquent and wayward and so many different things. But many of us, we don't look at the culture. We're not looking at the educational system. And then we can talk about the family structure. We can talk about the music. We can talk about the food. We can talk about so many things. But I'm telling you, if we return to our Afrocentricity, Pan-Africanism or die, the man said. If we return to that, we get a better understanding of a brighter future before us. So this is why I'm doing my little part. I'm not saying, here to save the world. No. You see, this is the thing. We're supposed to Voltron here. That's why I come to you. Maybe you'd be happy that I came. Some of you are so glad that I came and said, hey, I have an idea. What's the idea? I'm doing an essay competition for African History Month, and I'm giving away all these prizes. In fact, this is more than an idea. This is the 12th year that I'm doing it. Wow, good luck. Well, it's more than good luck. It takes about $21,000 to do it correctly. Wow, I ain't got that to give you. I don't know what you have, brother. I'm just saying we're looking for individuals to partner with us and contribute. We have a contribution strategic list from 500 to the literal full sponsorship. So you can contribute 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Now remember, even in this case, the numbers I'm calling is actually Eastern Caribbean dollars. But I'm saying to the public now, and this is a special offer just for today alone. If you contribute $50 or more, I know a lot of people got stuck on the $50. It's not $50, it's $50 or more. I mean, if it's 50, it's 50. But it's not about, it's your heart. You understand what we're doing. It's your heart. You know what you can give. It's your heart. So once you give $50 or more, we will be giving you, listen to this, the full ancient astronomy course. The full course is almost 2 months worth of studying and good information. For those who are just coming in, you can rewind the video. Earlier, I was giving you some examples of the ancient astronomy course. I think I may do that at the end of this, but I was showing the audience, what to expect if they order the ancient astronomy course. The ancient astronomy course goes for about $300. But I'm trying to show to you, if you contribute to the essay competition. Now, when you contribute to something, you contribute. You're not necessarily supposed to get something back. You're contributing because you understand the importance of what you're contributing to. You're saying to yourself, hey, that's good. I wish we could do that here in Colorado. I wish we could do that here in Johannesburg. Yeah, man, we need an essay competition down here in Peru. I like what Priest Isaac is doing. In fact, a few times I've heard him try to make this an international essay competition, but hey, everything takes finance, and we're not prepared to finance it. So yeah, but that's what it is. As I said earlier, every single year, there hasn't been a year yet that I myself would not have had to put in the majority of the money into this program. I'm just showing to you. Some of you're not here to see the end results, but trust me, when you see the children get their prizes, and their mothers and their fathers and their sisters come out to the banquet and everybody taking pictures, you're wondering if it's a wedding. So there is a strong satisfaction that really comes from it all. But it's more than pretty pictures, It's the redemption of our people. That's really the mission here. This is more than essay competition. We should be beyond essay competition. We should be building institutions all over the world for our people. That's what we should really be doing, but we don't seem to be ready for that yet, you know. So let's keep it small. Yes, family, trust me, I'm telling you, even if you were to sew up my lips, you would still hear my heart speaking. I'm telling you. But yes, family, so for a contribution of only $50 or more, I will be sending you the full ancient astronomy course. You can get it tonight. One time, you don't have to wait. What you would have to wait on now is the other gift that you're getting. We're getting more? Yeah, I will be sending you an ancient natal chart reading, literally documented. Of course, I would need to know who you are, when you were born, everything. And then that will take us about 2.5 weeks to prepare, and you will get your natal chart reading via the email. And also, for just a contribution of $50 or more tonight for the essay competition, you'll also be getting my first Tiger Talking book, which is wonderful for the little children, teaching them about the tigers, teaching them about the penguins, teaching them about asteroids, teaching them about the different types of rocks, teaching them about the water cycle. All of that is in the flip book for the children, and it's literally talking back to the little ones. Now, you're getting all of this for a contribution of $50 or more. Remember, in our packages, we don't have no $50 in the contribution package. You know, the contribution package starts from $500. So what I'm saying, if you can contribute $500, don't hesitate. No, because it's not about, you know, $50 and you get this and get that. It's about touching the hearts of children. I'm doing all of that so I could encourage us, because to be honest, as a person that does it, it doesn't seem as if we understand the importance of edifying the next generation and edifying the generations to come. It's a very important mandate that we have to keep up. Knowledge is really power. And the young ones have no understanding of their Afrocentricity on no level, whether theological, historical, geopolitical. They're totally void of this. And they need this intelligent access to it. So outside of essay competition, we need to be building infrastructures and systems so we can get to our young minds. You understand? So before we get back to the movie Epidemic, just email me, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com. That's priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and let me know that you'd like to make that contribution this evening of whatever it is, $50 or more. And, you know, we will send you the 3 items that we promised as well. You'll definitely get 2 of them tonight. And remember too, you can contribute at any time, but the offer is just for today. Whenever you see this premiere, once this is being premiered, well, the offer stands for the day that is being premiered. But for sure, once you contribute, we send you those 2. And of course, which is the ancient astronomy course and the talking book. But remember the natal chart, we have to prepare that, because we'll need some information from you, who you are, your date, where you were born, all of that. And the time you were born, and then we tell you where the sun was, in what constellation, where the moon was, where every planet was. It's the most precise natal chart reading in the world. And I would have investigated myself. So I know what I'm telling you. Our natal chart reading is the most precise, and it's an ancient African natal chart reading. No astrological stuff that is mathematically wrong, if you understand what I'm saying. So, and imagine that. You may be saying, he's talking a lot. Yeah, and you're getting all of this talk for just $50. That's the point I'm making. You're getting more than I'm saying for just $50. And the $50 is not like an offer, nor a sale, nor something. It's a contribution you're giving towards a worthy cause, which is the essay competition. Hey, listen, no one that's watching me, nobody that's watching me should leave this program tonight and don't contribute to this essay competition. I'm just telling you how I feel. So, of course, you know what to do. Email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com. The link is in the description below for sure. You also got the WhatsApp number, area code 1268. That's area code 1268. And of course, you dial the number. The number is 728-8289. 728-8289. Let me just give you that quickly. Area code 1268. What did I say? Area code 1268. And of course, the number 728-8289. Now that you WhatsApp us and let us know, well, I would like to contribute to the essay competition. I would like to put in my $50 or my $100 or my $500 or my $5,000, whatever it is. We'll be thankful. You'll still get the gifts that we would have promised to you. All right. Now let us return, where were we, to the grand presentation. A Pedimec, the Lion of Judah, specifically, hath prevailed. Yes, we're very thankful for each and every one who are with us even at this time.
Of Coptic deacons, carrying palm branches and chanting in mighty volume. Hosanna, blessed be the King of Israel. Blessed is he who cometh in the name of the Lord.
On the 1st of November 1930, Emperor Haile Selassie I unveiled the statue of Menelik II, riding triumphant, Battle of Adwa hero. This was the 25th anniversary of himself, Emperor Haile Selassie I, being given the title the Deshamash when he was 13 years of age in 1905. This unveiling of the statue of his great predecessor, Menelik II, on the 1st of November 1930 was done the day before the coronation of himself, Emperor Haile Selassie I, on the 2nd of November 1930, which is exactly 1 day shy of the 41st anniversary of the coronation of the very same Emperor Menelik II, which took place on the 3rd of November 1889 in the Entoto Mountains. The conquering lion hath prevailed.
The Italian poor and the unemployed were promised a place in the sun, with free land and an easy fortune in a conquered empire. The mechanical power of Italy's armory was Mussolini's guarantee of a quick, clean war with few Italian casualties. As the chemical warfare service shipped poison gas throughout the summer, troop ships left Naples and Genoa, bound for Suez, Massawa, and Mogadishu. The Italian soldiers sincerely believed they were sailing to liberate and civilize Ethiopia. The fascist propaganda machine had worked hard, pounding home a message of warlike, savage Ethiopians, of a society where millions of slaves longed for freedom, a country rich in resources and ripe for invasion. War materials flowed steadily from Italian industry to the ports of Massawa and Mogadishu. Boats queued at the docks, waiting to land supplies for the most powerful army Africa had ever seen. 6,000 machine guns, 150 tanks, 700 pieces of artillery, 150 aircraft, and huge supplies of ammunition passed through the docks before the invasion began. During the next 6 months, the shipments of men and armaments would increase 4 times.
At his coronation, Emperor Haile Selassie I was crowned with the titles of King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and the Lion of the tribe of Judah. A unique coronation, diverse even from the god Menelik. He is the king that wore the triple crown, plus coronated Lion of Judah.
Before they set out on the 6-week march into the northern mountains, the armies paraded before the emperor in the age-old ritual of Ethiopian war. Ras Mulugeta, hero of Adwa, approached Haile Selassie. Jan Hoy, I was killing Italians before you were born. Now I march into battle once again. I await you on the battlefield. He saluted the emperor and left with his 80,000 men on the long march north. All day the warriors paraded before the emperor, boasting of their bravery in past battles. But Haile Selassie knew that the invasion had brought a new kind of warfare to Ethiopia. These old battles had been fought in the old way, hand to hand, from dawn to dusk, won and lost in a single day.
The warriors gathered from all parts of Ethiopia, united with their emperor against the fascist aggressors. Mussolini shouted his orders from Italy. Emperor Haile Selassie I was on the front line of the battlefield.
This is my favorite part of the movie. This part and the part that follows this part, the section.
Badoglio had turned to poison gas and the bombing of civilian targets to speed up his civilizing mission. He wanted no awkward European witnesses from the International Red Cross to see the victims of bombing raids and the flesh blistered by gas.
This was not the style of war like that of Adwa. This was a war of heavy artillery, illegal substances, example, mustard gas, which was banned by the Geneva Convention after World War I.
He drove north to the front to consult his commanders and rally the dejected troops.
I have a memory where the Italians are there in their tank with their military, with their then up-to-date military equipment. And the Ethiopians are there with their spears and their horses. And there was a sense that there is no way that they're going to be able to combat that mechanistic sort of force. And although as a child I couldn't quite take this on board, I could imagine now as an adult how desperate the emperor must have felt, and so much courage, so much bravery, and so little ability really to defend yourself.
Ancient Kush, Herma, 2500 BCE. Napata, Ancient Maori, Ta-Seti. Ancient Kush and Ancient Kemet are one people, Smai Tawe. They share the same Netaru. They share the same gods. But there is one Netar, one god, that is unique to the south, that is unique to Kush, that is unique to Nubia. It is the lion-headed triple crown god, Kidemi. Although unique to Kush, Kidemi is an ancient form of Asar, also known as Osiris. This is why at times Aset or Isis is seen as his wife. He is Osiris lionized. This has been made obvious as he wears the crown of Osiris, the triple crown of Osiris. Kidemi is also seen with 3 lion heads on his human figure, 3 in 1 and 1 in 3. Although he is not referred to as the Lion of Judah, he is seen as the lion-headed snake in the very same way that the Lion of Judea is portrayed. It is also ancient. But the outstanding characteristic of Kidemi is that he is the god that goes on the front line of the war. He is the god of war that leads his troops into battle. He is the conqueror, the conquering lion, the triple crown lion-headed god, Kidemi.
Your Imperial Majesty, I'd like you to talk about your appearance before the League of Nations when you pleaded for your country in 1936.
የተቻለንን ለመዋጋት ቆርጠን ተነሳን። ለምንዋጋበት ብዙ እርዳታ አላገኘንም። ፋሺስት ላደረገው ነገር ለመመከት
Yes, the Ethiopian people, as well as myself, fought as much as we could on the ground, the fascist aggressors. But as it is well known, the fascists were well armed. They had the latest weapons. They had air power. Ethiopia had possessed none. After losing the battle in the front, we thought we should start another battle, a political battle at the League of Nations. You have heard of the speech I have made and of the appeal I have made to the League of Nations in 1936.
Emperor Haile Selassie I appeared before the General Assembly of the League of Nations on the 30th day of June, 1936. The book of Zephaniah chapter 3 in the Bible speaks of the Lord gathering all nations together to pour out on them his wrath and indignation. It also speaks of him speaking unto them in a pure language from beyond the river of Ethiopia, as Haile Selassie I is the only head of state to speak before the body at Geneva, to speak before the League of Nations, which is the gathering of the heads of the world. At this time in 1936, they violated Article 16. Article 16 represents the whole aspect of collective security. He spoke to them in Amharic, the language from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, to fulfill such scriptures. Article 16 represents the 16 pieces that Osiris was cut into. And this is why the Emperor of Ethiopia officially was away from the throne for exactly 5 years, the time frame given for the resurrection of Osiris, from the 5th of May 1936 to the 5th of May 1941, May being the 5th month and the 5th day.
I am here to claim justice, he said. What reply shall I take back to my people? There was no answer, and there could be none. The League was dead. So, said the Emperor, it is us today, it will be you tomorrow.
The year that Haile Selassie went into Britain, 1936, is referred to as the year of the three kings. For that year, Britain had 3 kings. One after...
No, I have to come in there. I mean, that alone, that prophecy alone, supposed to just close down the whole show. You understand? Now you see this documentary of Penny Mac, the point has been made long time ago. I mean, it's undeniable that the lion-head god of ancient Nubia has been fulfilled. The god of war that goes on the front line to the battle is Adamawa Haile Selassie I. Anyone trying to downplay Haile Selassie in this time, crazy, especially since we come with this truth. And this is why, family, I must reiterate again, you know, man. The main duty of Christ's disciple is to get his word to the world. How many of us can say that we're doing our best to get his word to the world? Oh yeah, when I go to work, I work with 3 people in the office. Every day I tell them about Selassie. No, come on. The world, I said, the world. And I'll be clear, this is why when you see initiatives like what we do, this is the document a Penny Mac. We don't just come and play it on YouTube, you know. So we have to screen this several places. This is plenty work, Rastafari, when it comes to administering the word of the king. I don't mean a Penny Mac alone. You know what we do, man. So this is why for the essay competition now, this is why I said earlier, everyone that's admiring this and loving this, even in the promotion of the essay competition, we buy time, we put a Penny Mac on the television, let the nation see this now. And let at least, listen, a nation of hundreds of thousands of people, even if 3 people say, wow, I didn't know that about Haile Selassie, I gotta check my history. That's good. The angels will smile and bless us for our good works. So we need to grow up, man. I'm serious. We need to grow up. We need to come together now and really work. Rastafari, I have a project here, the essay competition. I believe that those of us who understand the importance of our liberation, those who share the same heart space as me, again, I'm looking for you to contribute, man. Although I said $50 or more, come on, you know for sure the importance of our redemption. So I'm looking for you to contribute what you really can. And don't be ashamed to say, hey, I would like to contribute. I would like to sponsor the whole essay competition. Tell everybody else, hold their $50. Let me run the whole essay competition. Yeah, and put my name in lights. I have no problem with that. I'll be very happy for that. Remember, family, this is nothing. We don't make $1 off of this. Not 1 cent. We put money into it because we believe that the main work of a disciple of Christ, we're trying our best to be righteous, I am. The main work of a disciple of Christ is to spread his words 4 wings universal. So yes, family, I'm looking forward to your contribution, but this is a big thing. 3 kings in England the same year the king coming. Triple crown, England in it. Wow.
To the other, the very same referred to as the year of the three kings. For that year, Britain had 3 kings, one after the other, the very same year that the King of Kings came into Britain. He made his residence at Bath, Fairfields, and on the 10th of June, 1940, he prepared himself to return to the battlefield, to return to Ethiopia, to rejoin the war on the front line. After shrewdly securing weaponry and soldiers, and a diplomatic agreement with the Allied forces, Emperor Haile Selassie re-entered Ethiopia to lead the troops into battle. A pediment. Let us keep in mind that after the emancipation of slavery in the West, the European powers still gathered themselves together to carve Africa up like a pie, like a cake. Remember that all the African countries went under the colonial grip. New countries were even created as empires and states and tribes were divided and separated into different groups. Abyssinia, Ethiopia, withstood the test of the onslaught of the European enslavers. We give thanks for Emperor Johannes on the battlefield. We give thanks for Emperor Theodorus on the battlefield, the lions of Judah, Menelik II, Ras Mokennen, Empress Taitu, lions and lionesses, conquering and to conquer. We give thanks on the battlefield to resist the Italian, to hold back and ward off the British, to keep Ethiopia free. Emperor Haile Selassie I, as was said, unique as he was coronated with the Triple Crown and coronated the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He is the fulfillment of the prophecy of the book of Revelation chapter 5, verse 5. No one found worthy but the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He represents a pediment who wears the Triple Crown. He represents a pediment who is seen with 3 heads, as he is Haile Selassie, which means the power and the might of the Holy Trinity, the Holy Tree, the 3 in 1 and the 1 in 3. He represents a pediment, as a pediment is the lionhead god that goes to the front line of the battle, that leads his troop into war, just like Kedos, Girogis, St. George, as he also is represented in the energy and the presence of Emperor Haile Selassie I, conquering and to conquer. A pediment is a Sa, the same Osiris, and Haile Selassie is the same, the master of ceremonies. His humility and supreme wisdom was on display for the international community to witness during the invasion of the Italian government. Their weaponry and machinery totally outranked that of the Ethiopians. It was a total mismatch. But the courage and the bravery of the Ethiopians was proven to the world. Hundreds and thousands of planes and tanks could not crush and dominate the barefoot warriors with swords and spears and sticks.
And now to present our eminent guest, the honorary chairman of our Congress, Dr. Billy Graham.
Your Imperial Majesty, Bishop Debelius, delegates, observers, friends, ladies and gentlemen, when we were deciding about the program of this conference, there was one item that I was asked a little bit about, and that was what chief of state we might invite to come and greet us in the name of Christ. And we thought of several, but the one that kept coming back to our thoughts and our minds was that great country of Ethiopia, the land of the Queen of Sheba, referred to in the Old Testament as Punt. And we remembered the story in the book of Acts about the Ethiopian nobleman that was converted to Christ, baptized, and went back to Ethiopia with the gospel. And since that day, Christian kings and emperors have ruled in that enchanting and beautiful country. 35 years ago, there came to the throne Emperor Haile Selassie I. He established a written constitution. He established a parliament, a modern system of communication, built roads, hospitals, schools, and universities. And then the whole world became aware of him when, during the heroic days of the war, His Majesty is the protector of the state's Ethiopian Orthodox Church and is head of the church. And when he returned to his country on May the 5th, 1941, on that historic day, he announced to the world that in Ethiopia, Christian ethics in government, liberty of conscience, and democratic institutions would prevail in his country. And so we give a warm and hearty welcome to our distinguished guest this morning, His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I of Ethiopia.
In 1963, the Organization of African Unity was formed. The Great Africa Hall, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the 25th day of May, African Liberation Day. 32 free independent African states, including the ancient Ethiopia, gathered together for the first time in thousands of years. Under one roof, to speak of a United States of Africa going forward. Emperor Haile Selassie I was key and very integral in the independence liberation struggle for the rest of Africa. It is because of Ethiopia's stance in the 1930s why the other African countries could have gained their independence. Ghana, Togo, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I is the world's greatest statesman. He is the only head of state to speak to both the League of Nations and the United Nations, Earth's rightful ruler. The Guinness Book of World Records declared that Haile Selassie I is the most decorated personality in the world. Thousands of titles and orders that has been given unto the king, nationally and internationally. In 1966, the Honorable Emperor gave 31 gold medals to the heads of those who caught the vision, Ras Tafari, in Kingston, Jamaica, in King's House. As an international statesman, Haile Selassie I was given the highest seat in any audience that he was present, even when he gathered with other heads of state. His seat was the highest in the room. As one BBC commentator said, the Lion of Judah has rooted out all of his enemies, conquering and to conquer. A petty man.
It is good that you are here to record this picture of me in my palace garden at Addis Ababa. People who see this throughout the world will realize that even in the 20th century, with faith, courage, and a just cause, David will still beat Goliath.
ባከናወነውም ሲመዘን አሁን በምንገኝበት ዓለም ያሉትን ብዙ ችግሮች ለማስወገድ ያለው ችሎታ ተስፋ የተደረገበትን ሳይሆን እየተዳከመ የሄደ ነው።
On the 27th day of August 1975, the very first official news report was that Haile Selassie I has gone missing. Since then, he has not officially been seen or heard from again. We give thanks for the Lion of the tribe of Judah. We give thanks for the conquering Lion, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, who defend Ethiopia from the invaders. Give thanks to Petty Man.
And honestly, I think this is the premier documentary right now. Yes, Royal Family, that's the name of the documentary. It's a petty mech. And of course, a petty mech, as we just explained, you got the full works there now. Specifically speaking of the great Haile Selassie I, really highlighting, first of all, the whole aspect of, his lineage and his liberty and his coronation, and of course, defeated Italy. And we highlighted and connected that to the ancient Nubian deity known as a petty mech, the lion head god. So for those of you who didn't get the full gist of it, you could definitely watch it again. You could order a petty mech for yourself. In fact, let me show you something before I let you go. Remember, this is the magazine Kidemi, and right within the magazine itself, you can watch this documentary for yourself once you get the chance. And of course, the documentary, a petty mech. And of course, all you have to do is find where it is. See right here, a petty mech. The Lion of Judah hath prevailed. And you can press here to order the full-length video. And you can just press here to watch it for free. And I'm sure any which way you'd be happy for that. Very good. So family, again, obviously the documentary itself, and of course, this is our magazine. Those who have not seen the magazine yet, the magazine Kidemi, of course, for sure, the link is in the description below. But of course, in a few months, in a month's time, I'm going to have a brand new magazine to be showing you. So if you enjoyed or full joy the magazine Kidemi, this one that you're looking at, you're going to full joy the next one that's coming up. So remember, family, why we came here today. We are officially launching again. For those who are just coming in, we have been launching this year's African History Month essay competition. Let me repeat. This is the 12th year that we're doing this. So in other words, we should have some merit by now. We've been doing it in the same societies only because slavery has done a serious number on us, why we can't catch it yet. But I got to be honest, as they say, in reality, people in Antigua, they understand the importance of this because we promote this heavy. Family, you may not know, but we put a lot into making sure every year people comprehend African history, African heritage, put it in the school, do a curriculum. Let us, we do plays. We did a whole theatrical presentation on Queen Nzinga, me and my little ones. You understand? So it's something we push in the community that we live in, that Afrocentricity is extremely important. And I must say, it is because of the years of work we've put into this, why I think our society has grown to the point where it at least recognizes the whole aspect of our Afrocentricity, People talking about going to Ghana now and taking people to Ghana for trips and going to South Africa. So a lot of people are really waking up. So family, you can go into the magazine and you can make the donation here. But obviously, when you make the donation here, you still got to email us, so we can know you're the one that made the donation, so that we can send you the course. Again, for those who are just coming in, we are offering the Ancient Astronomy course for anyone who contributes today. Remember, the Ancient Astronomy course is a world-class course. It's not a quick put-together stuff. It's maybe 2 months, depending on how swift you are. And of course, by the time that you or your young ones is completed with the Ancient Astronomy course, you will have a great understanding of the heavens. And it can only add to your intelligence. You don't have to become an astronaut or an astronomer. Even if you go on to be a career doctor, physician, or engineer, the fact that you have an understanding of astronomy, it will open your vision. Trust me, astronomy does that. Just as you're looking out into space and it's like, wow, that's what it does to your mind. Take it from me, the astronomer, for sure. So again, I'm encouraging all parents too. If you don't think that you want to be a part of the Ancient Astronomy course, well, at least sign up, enroll your young little ones, and it will definitely benefit them. And remember, you get that for free, Once you contribute to the essay competition, $50 or more, you will definitely get the Ancient Astronomy course. You will also get your natal chart reading. I didn't even speak about that in depth, but everyone knows what that's about. You understand when you were born, the time you were born, then I will give you exactly where every planet and every heavenly body as it relates to moon and sun and etc., where they were when you were born, not just the constellation, but its exact precise coordinates. You know how we do that. I'm talking about the natal chart reading, when you were born, your astronomical reading. And of course, it's not just a reading like lip service. We're going to put it together properly, just like a nice book. And of course, send it to you so you can have it on file and you can share it with a friend. You can show a friend, this is my natal chart. Take your time and go through it and you'll see what I'm all about, So, and it's the most in-depth natal chart that I've seen, the one that we do. I just got to tell you how it is. And then, of course, we have another flip book to offer you for the little ones, which is the talking book that teaches them about the animals and the minerals and biology, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, but it talks to them. They will definitely enjoy that. And you're getting all of that for a contribution of $50 or more. Not to me, to the essay competition for African History Month. Now remember, you can make the contribution anytime. It's never too late. But for you to receive all of what I just mentioned a moment ago, you'd have to make that contribution today. Now, hey, you may be saying, brother, I don't have 50, I can contribute 20. You can contribute anything you have in. But for the contribution of $50 or more, that is when you're going to get the full course of ancient astronomy. That's a $300 value. Well, it's more than 300, but we sell it for 300. You'll be getting the ancient astronomy natal chart reading for sure, the literal document. I think that's about a $275 value. And then you'll be getting the book for the little children, which is a $20 value. But these things are worth more than the numbers that we call, eh? I'm telling you, if you understand what they are, and you're getting everything for a contribution, not for $50, you know, for a contribution of $50 or more, because your contribution is not for us. It's for the essay competition. Family, this is also a teaching moment, you know. We really need to coordinate together as a family. I mean, I don't have to know you. You know me enough. You've seen me enough. I've showed up constantly over the years. Over the years, I've been doing it, saying it, something new, something different. You see it for yourself. Look, the pictures here. Look, I'm right here with the children. This ain't no make-believe. You know, if you were here, you would see it. No, we prepare it, we document it, whatever. We're here trying to save a hill that people mashing up. A hill. A whole hill with megaliths that align with the stars. So we are on the battlefield, family. And that's another subject by itself. That's a life and death situation. But many people don't even understand that. But I won't go there. I'm just asking those of you who consider yourself family. Those who say, hey, I really love the work Priest Isaac does. Those who think that you are a part of my tribe. Well, now is the time to show that. I'm looking for you to contribute to the essay competition. This is the official launch. You can do it when you can. But of course, I have some special gifts for you. And you will get them once you make that contribution today. Give thanks, family. Life given, the keep of life. Of course, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And you don't know it takes some realize to realize the real lies that are amongst us. This has been a joy. Holy Manuel Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Give thanks. And remember, all the links is in the description below. Email me, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com or WhatsApp us. Area code 1-268-728-8289. Love.
Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its makeup has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies. In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt to date, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information.
It's the Winter Solstice Extravaganza, a festival unlike any other in the world. Join us for 5 days and 5 nights in the Caribbean island of Antigua. Experience our beaches, our historic island tours, splendid accommodations, and our plant-based meals. And of course, the sunrise and the sunset hike to the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill, Mount Anu, amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. Reserve your spot today and join us from Wednesday the 18th to Sunday the 22nd of December 2024 for the Winter Solstice Extravaganza. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com.